Welcome back to the Safe Sensei Project. We're glad you're here with us today. Today the subject is upping your praising game. Praising is a tactical tool that can be used to help children perform in the best way possible, the healthiest way possible. There's only two things you can tell your child to do. Please, do something or don't do something. Most people praise their children when they perceive that they made a healthy choice or performed a specific task extraordinarily well. Many times the praises are too far apart, and we want to make sure that we understand that kind of a tsunami of praise sets a precedent between praise and consequences. Consequences are more effective when we have much more praise. In the Safe Sensei 6-point praise and discipline system, we encourage you to praise your child even if they make a less than healthy choice. Let me explain. First, using tactical praise is kind of like using tactical empathy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with acknowledging another person's feelings, even if you don't share in those same feelings. A parallel to that is to praise your child for making a choice, even if it wasn't the choice you wish they would have made. For instance, when you tell your child, don't touch that, that's hot, and they inevitably burn themselves, you could be angry or worried or disappointed, or you could be pleased that they learned a lifelong valuable lesson that hopefully they won't have to learn again. The value of a failure is the lesson learned, and your child is more likely to learn the value of a lesson when they feel supported rather than when they feel scolded or shamed or they feel like you're disappointed. If the parent you really looks for many reasons to praise and exercises much more praise than your norm, the deployment of healthy consequences becomes much more effective. When you dock, and please refer to our docking video, docking is a very powerful tool in helping a child focus and remember what you tell them to do and help them feel like they want to perform. Remember, telling them either to do something or not to do something is what we're doing. And notice I say tell rather than ask. After setting the expectation and clearly telling your child what the consequence of opting out of your clear instruction is, be prepared for your child to test and see if you'll follow through with the consequence. This is paramount to this system of parenting. Having a well-prepared consequence list is so important to being prepared for when your child tests. And we have, like I said, an upcoming video on that. When indeed the child opts out by not doing what you instructed, and again, notice I say instructed rather than asked. I'm not going to ask my child to do things I want them to do. I'm going to clearly tell them what I want, when I want it, what will happen if they don't do it, and I'm going to follow through. Praising them for making a choice is key to the consequences bearing the weight of the lesson, rather than you being the bad guy and going down the road of them feeling, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm big, you're small, I'm good, you're bad. These are things that children feel when we deploy punishments rather than consequences. Remember, kids do things because they feel like it, not because they think about it. The praise can go something like this. I'm so proud of you. You're making choices. Now that's not the choice I would have made. Let's have our consequences. This does 4 psychological things. Number 1, you as the parent don't feel like you're the consequence. So many times parents doubt themselves because when they're in the heat of the banter of the back and forth of your child trying to negotiate and the parent over explaining themselves, you deploy a consequence or a punishment, and soft, caring parents many times doubt themselves. Was that too strong? Was peanut butter sandwiches in timeout really an effective consequence? So being prepared with a consequence list is everything, and we'll help you with that in an upcoming video. Number 2, the child feels less likely like you're the consequence, and they feel like they have more skin in the game. As number 3, they realize they have power over their own experience. And number 4, the most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, with number 4, you get to stay connected to your child through the consequences. Kind of like they're getting stitches at the ER. You wouldn't be angry with your child if they were getting stitches at the ER. You'd be concerned, and you'd help them through that experience with love and tolerance and kindness and understanding. So natural consequences are a huge concept in parenting and helping your child work through. There's 2 lists of consequences we encourage our clients to make. List number 1, things that are uncomfortable. Wall sits, push-ups, sometimes holding books out. When a child, especially a child that has a serious focus challenge, feels physically the weight of their consequences, it triggers a different reward and consequence center inside them, and they remember the lesson much better. Let's say wall sits or holding books out were the consequence. We could say, hey, I understand this is going to be uncomfortable. Let me do it with you. Dad likes wall sits too. Let's do them together. And you stay connected to your child. They'll still feel the weight of the consequence, but there won't be that split between you, the parent, and the child. Again, you get to stay connected to them in a loving manner. And this is so different than the I'm angry with you and this is the punishment. In closing, key things to consider are, number 1, expect your child to test the boundaries you set. Number 2, have a well-planned written consequence list. I actually like 2. I like things that are uncomfortable, and I like takeaways. Now, a takeaway has to be something that they have on them, something they value right then in the moment. It's not effective if you say, well, you can't go to grandma's next weekend if you don't pick up your socks right now, and we'll get more into that in upcoming videos. Number 3, look for every single reason to praise. Now, let's say your child brushed their teeth and wiped off the sink 2 weeks ago, and they're kind of slipping in that right now, and you wanted to make sure they clean up their mess. One of the tactics that we use, that we teach our clients to use, is to say, hey, remember 2 weeks ago when you cleaned up the sink after you brushed your teeth? Man, I felt so good. It was nice and clean. That made me feel really good. That was a great choice. Rather than coming at your child and saying, hey, you didn't clean off the sink. How many times have I told you? I just don't understand. So we're looking for every single reason to praise and using tactical praise. That way, when we follow through with consequences, they're pointed, they're sharp, they're focused, and they're more effective. Number 4, praise the choice rather than the behavior. Hey, you made a choice to have this consequence. You're growing up. Honey, our boy is growing up. He's making choices. And as kind of comical as that is, it brings levity to the situation and keeps a parent's 10 or 8 or 7 level all the way down to a 3. So many times I ask parents, on a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrated do you get when you repeat yourself? And parents will say 10 or 8. Some parents say 20. Which isn't real helpful. We want to live in the bounds of what's real. But we want to help you bring that frustration level down to a 2 and keep it at a 2 forever. Expecting your child is going to test, having consequences ready to deploy, and praising them when they make a choice is key in effectively using the Safe Sensei 6-point praise and discipline system. Remember, our goal is to launch our children into society as positive, contributing, and effective members. And with the Safe Sensei Parent Project, 6-point praise and discipline system, it's going to be so much easier for that to happen. So, hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Like and subscribe like everybody asked you to. Pound those buttons and make sure you don't miss out on our videos, because this is a system that we're going to be teaching many different aspects of these different 6 points over the next several videos. Thank you for your time and have a great day.